my dear students, how are you? I hope all are good. So today let me start SST chapter number 10 on environment. हमारा जो है environment क्या है उसके बारे में हम जानते हैं. Geography studies the interrelationship between human beings and environment. ठीक है, जो ह्यूमन बींग्स है और जो इन्वायरमेंट है उसके बीच का जो रिलेशन है उसके बारे में हम बात करेंगे. द वर्ड एनवायरमेंट इज डिराइव्ड फ्रॉम द अर्थ फ्रेंच वर्ड एनवायरन विच मीन्स सराउंडिंग्स, यानी कि चारों तरफ. एनवायरमेंट मतलब वातावरण. आवर सराउंडिंग्स इंक्लूड्स बायोटिक फैक्टर्स लाइक ह्यूमन बींग्स, प्लांट्स, एनिमल्स, माइक्रोब्स एटसेट्रा, एंड अबायोटिक फैक्टर्स सच एज लाइट, एयर, वाटर, सॉइल. तो ये सब चीजें किस में आती है? हमारे एनवायरमेंट में आती हैं. Thus, the sum total of our surroundings and their present condition is known as environment. It supports life on the earth. है ना. अब इन सब ये जो environment होता है हमें हमारे जीवन जीने में सपोर्ट करता है, हमारी लाइफ में सपोर्ट करता है बहुत ज़्यादा. ठीक है. द एयर वी ब्रीथ, हवा से ठीक है सांस लेते हैं. पानी हमें पीने के लिए चाहिए, खाने के लिए, और बहुत सारी थिंग्स है उसके लिए. From our therefore the knowledge of our surroundings is necessary to know what exists naturally and what has been changed by human beings. मतलब अब ये सब चीजें हमें इसलिए जाननी जरूरी है कि क्या जो है प्रकृति के द्वारा हमें मिली है, क्या ह्यूमन बीइंग यानी कि इंसानों के द्वारा कुछ इसमें क्या चेंजेस किए गए. कंपोनेंट्स. Our surroundings can be divided into two main components, natural and man-made. है ना. दो कॉम्पोनेंट में विभाजित किया जा रहा है, दो भागों में विभाजित है, प्राकृतिक और जो इंसानों द्वारा बनाया गया है. द नेचुरल एनवायरनमेंट इज फर्दर सब डिवाइडेड इनटू फिजिकल एंड बायोलॉजिकल कंपोनेंट्स. सो वन, फिजिकल एनवायरनमेंट. इट इंक्लूड्स अबायोटिक फैक्टर्स लाइक माउंटेन्स, प्लेन्स, सोइल्स, क्लाइमेट, सनशाइन, रेनफॉल, थंडरस्टॉर्म एंड अर्थक्वेक. तो ये क्या है? फिजिकल एनवायरनमेंट है ना. क्या क्या आ जाता है उसमें? अबायोटिक में माउंटेन, प्लेन, सॉइल्स, क्लाइमेट, सनशाइन, रेनफॉल, ये सब चीजें. देन बायोलॉजिकल एनवायरनमेंट, इट comprises of all living organisms including bacteria, all types of plants, animals and human beings from the biological environment also known as the biotic environment. Domains of physical environment. Our physical environment is broadly categorized into four domains also called realms or spheres. Realms. These four components are usually represented by the term environment or zone where life is found. However, the zone of life, though very thin, extends to the other three spheres that form our physical environment. Hence, it is clear that the four spheres or domains which jointly support life are lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere and biosphere. ठीक है ना. चार चीजें सपोर्ट करती हैं. लिथोस्फेयर लैंड, एटमोस्फेयर वही हमारा वातावरण, हाइड्रोस्फेयर जल, और बायोस्फेयर यानी कि लाइफ. सो लेट्स वी विल टॉक अबाउट हाइड्रो. Okay, so we will first of all we will talk about lithosphere. Lithos means stone. Therefore, lithosphere is the zone of rocks. It is the part of the earth comprising rocks and terrain. It extends over continents as well as ocean basins. We study in subsequent chapters that the interior of the earth extends to a depth of 6371 kilometers. The average thickness of the lithosphere is only about 100 kilometers. It means that rocks in their solid state are found only up to this depth. The topmost part of the lithosphere is the Earth's crust on which we live. The Earth's crust is divided into two parts, continental crust and ocean crust. ठीक है. अब A is continental crust. What is it? It consists of granite rocks rich in silica and aluminium, Si और Ai. So the Sial, तो इसको मिला के क्या बन जाता है? Sial. The Sial layer is also found under mountains and plateaus. This layer extends to an average depth of 35 kilometers, but this could be 60 to 70 kilometers thick underneath mountains. It is in the crust that soils are also form. So, oceanic crust, it comprises of rocks rich in silica and magnesium. इसको बोलेंगे sima. Called sima, it is in the crust on which ocean rests. This crustal part of the earth is only 4-7 kilometer thick beneath the oceans. No soils are formed here. यहाँ पे कोई मिट्टी नहीं प्राप्त होती है. The lithosphere provides the base on which all human activities take place. This includes soils which play such a vital role in agriculture. It is also the source of minerals including fossil fuels. Atmosphere. The thin blanket of air around the earth is called the atmosphere. है ना, एक जो thin पतली जो वो है चादर जिसके ऊपर हमारे चारों तरफ पृथ्वी के, उसको एटमॉस्फेयर बोलते हैं. इट हैज सेवरल लेयर्स एंड इज वेरी डायनामिक इन नेचर. एज वी विल स्टडी लेटर, एयर इज अ मिक्सचर ऑफ गैसेस. है ना, पढ़ा है ना पहले कि हवा जो है गैसों का मिश्रण है. द टू मेन गैसेस दैट कंप्राइज द एटमॉस्फेयर आर नाइट्रोजन एंड ऑक्सीजन. बोथ आर क्रूशियल टू लाइफ ऑन द अर्थ. लिविंग थिंग्स ब्रीथ एयर एंड ऑल्सो डिपेंड ऑन इट for growth. Several other processes also operate in the atmosphere. For example, photosynthesis, which makes oxygen available in the atmosphere. है ना? Weathering, which is responsible for soil formation, and precipitation, which makes water available on land. तो इन चीजों से जो है हमारा एटमॉस्फेयर रिलेट करता है. So, the atmosphere has temperature and weight. It is held in place close to the Earth's surface by its own weight and also the force of gravity. It performs several functions such as, so number 1, it protects life on Earth from space debris and certain harmful rays. Okay, ultraviolet radiation also. From the sun, this includes protection from, okay, bombardment by other types of radiation such as gamma rays. It moderates heat and cold on Earth. It's responsible for causing precipitation, rainfall, snowfall, etc. It enables us to hear sounds because air also acts as a medium. The movement of air is called as atmospheric circulation. So, a large percentage of all weather and climatic condition on Earth can be traced to this. Many other functions are also performed by the atmosphere. Many changes take place in it constantly. Some of these changes are the result of human activity, most of which cause great harm to the atmosphere. It is our duty to protect this thin envelope of air around the earth. Hydrosphere यानी कि पानी, H2O. The hydrosphere comprises ocean, sea. तो हाइड्रोस्फीयर कहाँ से? समुद्र है, सागर है, महासागर है ना, झील है, नदियां हैं. तो ये सब क्या है? वाटर बॉडीज, इसको हाइड्रोस्फीयर बोलते हैं. It has great importance of its own. These water bodies are quite necessary for the existence of life on this earth. है ना, ये बहुत जरूरी है हमारी लाइफ के लिए. Without water, life is quite impossible. Neither plants or animals or human being can survive without water. कुछ भी नहीं रहेगा, है ना, ना पेड़ पौधे, जानवर, फूल, इंसान, बिना पानी के कुछ नहीं रहेगा. It is also a source of rain and chief agents of cooling the atmosphere. Moreover, the rivers, lakes and seas provide us enough of food in the shape of fish, etc. All these water bodies also help in marine activities and promote trade. है ना, व्यापार को प्रमोट करते हैं ना. कितना शिप्स से, बड़े बड़े शिप्स हैं, स्टीमर हैं, बोट्स हैं, उनसे हमारा व्यापार होता है. ओशियन परफॉर्म्स द फॉलोइंग फंक्शन. प्रोवाइड अ लिंक टू लैंड masses of continents. Much of the water that falls as rain, snow, etc. on land comes from the oceans. All water flowing in streams, rivers or dam, which is stored in lakes or underground, is made available by precipitation. Oceans provides us food, minerals, oil and gas and are used for navigation. Next one is biosphere. Biosphere is the domain of all living organisms. It is the combination of zones where the atmosphere, lithosphere, and hydrosphere interact. These three spheres extend to several thousand kilometers high in the atmosphere as well as into the very balls of the earth. So, however, the domain of life extends to only a few kilometers in a vertical direction in the atmosphere as well as deep into the earth. This zone of interaction, which contains all terrestrial life forms, is known as the biosphere. So, the biosphere has its own distinct identity. For all practical purpose, it is considered the fourth domain of the earth. Its special features अब four domain की बात होगी यहाँ पे, that includes all the components of the environment to function as a balanced system. सबसे पहले biodiversity, the variety of plants, है ना, animals and other living things on earth interact and depend on each other for food, shelter, oxygen and soil enrichment. The biological diversity is described as biodiversity. तो ये क्या है? ये सब चीजें एक दूसरे पर डिपेंड होती हैं. Halt the march of desertification and protect the biodiversity of drylands. It is believed that about 3 billion years ago, the first single-celled creatures appeared in the primordial soup. Hence, life first appeared in the ancient seas. With the passage of time, more complex forms appeared in the water till some better adapted finally climbed out onto dry land. This is a gradual development, diversification and profilation process that result in heritable changes in a population spread over many generations is known as evolution. Darwin imagined that it might be possible that a life is descended from an original species from ancient times. DNA evidence supports this idea. A group of organisms having the greatest mutual resemblance and which are able to reproduce, grow and adapt is called species. ठीक है, अब इसमें क्या होता है? It is the मतलब क्या होता है? प्रजातियां. उससे a group of organisms have the greatest natural resemblance and which are able to reproduce, grow and adapt is called species. It is the basic indicator for knowing the condition of our biological environment. The diversification process is responsible for diversity. Man is a part of this biodiversity. Man-made environment. Now, we will talk about man-made environment. Man has made many contributions to the environment. Okay, so man-made environment has three main characteristics. Includes man-made structure like building, road, dam, bridge, garden, agriculture, field, canals, etc., etc. And second is it does not have any living components. Number third, it exists in the backdrop of the physical environment. So man-made environment comprises of the environment which has been created by man himself for the purpose of fulfilling his needs and in order to make his life more convenient and easy. Man-made environment is also a part of our scientific and development strategies. Protecting our environment. The lives and activities of people are greatly influenced by the conditions of environment. The environment is our basic life support system. So, it should be protected for the following reason. Interaction and interdependencies. There is a constant and continuous interaction and interdependence between the components of our environment. So, this is especially true in the context of the biological environment. Resources of living. Our environment makes available resources for living such as air, water, nutrients and habitats, etc. Processes. We would notice many processes taking place around us continuously. If we keenly observe, अगर हम गहराई से observe करें, तो our environment, some of these processes are formation of soil and photosynthesis through which plants give out oxygen into atmosphere in the presence of sunlight. The very oxygen that we breathe, fresh water also come out of these processes. Energy flow. In the solar system, the sun is the only source of energy. है ना? केवल सूरज है जो हमें एनर्जी देता है, हीट देता है. Energy flow takes place from one form to another. A part of this energy is absorbed by us through the food that we eat, the air we breathe, and the water we drink. Differential heating. Different parts of the earth receive different amounts of sunshine because of its inclined axis and revolution around the sun. This differential heating, together with seasons, contributes to varied climates that support vastly different plants and animals and leads to movement of air or winds. All these conditions favor life on the earth. So, importance of studying the environment in its totality. Some of the advantages of studying the environment in its totality are: it helps us to understand the nature and diversity of the ways in which various forces and processes operate on the earth. We can understand the impact of man's activities on the environment, the origin and distribution of surface features of the land like mountains, plateaus, plains, rivers, etc. can be intelligently studied only when we have a total view of the environment. When we study certain parts of the earth, we can establish interrelationship, but only when we have grasped the totality of the environment. Therefore, it is clear that for proper understanding of the man-environment relationship, we first need to study the environment in its totality. So, all topics are covered in this chapter here. I hope you all are very well understand also and enjoying it. So, we will meet you next class. Thank you.